big change since last year, coming into the season. Somebody told me that I'm not a pinner. I don't pin people. I don't know how to pin people. That's a big part of the sport. Huge part. And you have to have the right mindset. It has to be in your head. If your mind isn't focused and isn't straight on your task, all right, you won't pin people. You have to be determined to do it because it takes a different type of a person and a different type of aggression to just wrestle people and control them and to put them on their back and stick them. And surprisingly enough, even though he kept saying throughout the entire year that he's not a pinner, he still ended up with 18 pins. Luke Nolan. Now on to what Luke is best at on his feet. In 17 dual meets, you had 22 takedowns. That is where your big league came from. Is you work very hard on your feet to get your takedowns. And getting those first 2 points can change the ebb and flow of a match. And a lot of your matches were tight. And getting that first takedown made a huge difference. It made a huge difference on how you wrestled, that you were ahead and controlling the match, to you trying to catch up. So by wrestling since a freshman in the offseason and working at that, your ability to take people down dictate a lot of your matches and dictate a lot of the success that you have. So you also get the most takedowns. You might love this thing. Most valuable wrestler. You have grown a lot this season, whether you know it or not. In your attitude towards practice, probably won't close it. Your attitudes towards practice from last year to this year, your attitude towards devoting yourself to get better. You had a lot of bumps in your road this year that could change the direction of how your season went. We had Delabecchi, which was a rough first duel. But you came back and you scrapped after that. Dominance, North Battle. No matter how we look at that, that was a disappointment, you know it for yourself. But came league time, you stepped up. And you had the opportunity to say to yourself that I'm not going to let this happen twice. And you stepped up and you wrestled an extremely tough match. You wrestled Coppola, who was a county place winner from West Islip, and beat him. You stepped up when you had to against quality kids. You were in one of the toughest weight classes in the county. There were kids that went to states, multiple kids that went to states and placed in the states last year in your weight class in the county. You had people that placed and had county placing points all over the place. And you stepped up and fought through a lot of adversity this year and beat a lot of opponents that you could have easily won or lost. But there was something different about you and you growing as a man that made those matches that teeter-tottered that were possible wins or losses and put you over that edge. where it might not have last year. So your work ethic this year and how you handled yourself this year, even growing throughout the season, made you a better wrestler, and you showed that. You showed it in your county match, your first match, when you were out there and things weren't going your way at the beginning of that match. And you were down, where you could have sat there and mentally said, you know what, it's the third period and I'm getting beat up. And could have said, it's over. I had a good run at this. I had 29 wins already. But you didn't. You kept scrapping and scrapping, and you wrestled a complete match. And you got that opportunity at the point to catch him on his back and win you a match, and you took it. It shows a lot about you in wrestling complete matches and how your focus was on what you wanted to do. So that's why with your 30 wins this year, which is a huge accomplishment,
Go back up to the coach.